On guys, it's your boy Jay and it's
Rosie.
and today we're doing a questionnaire for the end of the year where we have 20 questions that we're gonna ask and we're gonna answer based on our year experience. And Rosie's gonna read the questions off and we're gonna answer them.
Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Number one. What is something you accomplished this year that you're proud of?
This year's accomplishment that I'm most proud of will definitely have to be us purchasing this house. We finally, I guess, set a foundation. We're not just wasting money on rent. This is our house. We do what we want with it, and it's an investment. What about you?
Um, I would say just overall our relationship, all the obstacles we've had to overcome, and just family trips and the kids. Just, I think I'm pretty proud of how we handled this year. What is something you did this year that you think you'll remember the rest of your life?
Uh, that has to go with my travels. Our travels. This year we went to New York, the Bahamas. We went to North Carolina. We went or South Carolina. We went to one of the Carolinas.
So,
we we went to Atlanta, which is where I graduated, and we went to Paris, and then we just came up from Costa Rica. I think for me, we did couples trips, and we also did one for the kids. So the kids were able to see something outside of this small town of ours. They were able to experience a cruise ship, experience airplanes, and experience just different cultures and learn that there's more to this world than just what we're used to here. So that's for me.
to me, the same because we created so many memories. I mean, so many first times, so many trips, so many different places. The house, of course, the process, the dogs. I mean, those are all memories I'm always going to remember. It's not one specific thing.
Right.
In what area do you feel you made the biggest improvement?
The biggest improvement for me would be, just me as a person. Being baptized for me was getting closer to God and saying, you know what, you can't do this alone. Time to trust a higher power, a higher source. So the biggest improvement for me would be self-evaluation and learning that there's room for growth and you're not perfect.
I would say for me, our relationship, just me as a person in this relationship, I think from the beginning to now, I think I've made a lot of improvement, understanding and being able to accept feedback, and just, I would say that. If you could change one thing that happened this year, what would it be?
I don't believe in going back and changing things in life because I believe everything happened in a certain way and it happened for a reason. If I were to change one thing though, it will be my car accident. Um,
Could change one thing, I think it'd be the patience, just not being so like quick to lose my temper. But was the nicest thing someone did for you this year? I mean, we've got 30 minutes to spare if you want to say about all the nice things I did for you.
you got 30 minutes? I thought it was a 10-minute video. The nicest thing this year. So, our first trip was to New York. And the thing is, I'm probably going to kick myself in the butt when I watch this video because I'm being put on the spot to think about all the good things
Yeah,
that
I'm
have
gonna
been
go
done.
with answering on the spot.
So
Trust
I'm
me.
gonna go with this one. In New York, we were in New York. We went to New York as our first trip together. Her first trip to New York. While there, we were just walking around Times Square. We decided to stop into was it Foot Locker or one of them places. Um, she decided to sneak away, and she liked this jacket, which was $450 jacket.
Was that much?
Yeah, man. We spent some
Man, you
dough.
still have the receipt on that
Yeah.
session. My God, what was I thinking?
Man. And I looked at it and I was like, man, I really like this jacket, but it's really expensive. We just spent all this money in New York. let me talk about New York for 2 seconds. Let me get to the point of this. So, New York was super, super expensive.
We had a budget and overexceeded it like 3 times.
I think we exceeded our budget literally 3 times.
Really,
Parking
I think
alone.
we did the worst one with budgeting.
Yeah, that was our first one too. Yeah, we didn't know better.
And around tax season,
yeah.
which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
Never do vacation around tax season.
We were parked. We spent almost $400 alone in parking. No exaggeration. That's literally from parking at the hotel that we stayed. We had to pay for park. Like, I'm not gonna go through all the list, but we had to pay for parking. One of them I think came out to like almost $80. We rented a car. It wasn't Enterprise. Yeah, you picked it up
at the airport.
At the airport. Remember, that was the guy who got mad and wanted us to give up the car basically. Because there was no more car available, we reserved the last one.
Oh yeah, I remember that ordeal. Yeah, the deposit and all.
Yeah.
Oh,
We spent almost $400 in parking, no exaggeration. So at the end of the trip, my cousin in New York was like, "What were you thinking? Just jump on a subway or get a dollar van or something like that." So the fact that she bought the jacket, that meant I was like, I looked at it, I'm like, man, we just spent all this money. We still have days left on this trip, and she was like, came up behind me at the cash register, and she went and handed over that card. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The money bags over here. That's her nickname, money bags.
Well, to me, I think there's a few. There's one big one, of course, but I have a job that is very, very stressful. And on a daily basis, I get called names and screamed at, and it's retail, it's customer service. So sometimes people are stressed and they take it out on me. Some of the nicest things are customers just coming back and either bringing flowers or cookies or just a simple call to apologize. I've got the regular customers, of course, that are very kind to me and just call to wish a Merry Christmas. To me, that's very meaningful because for us, work takes more of our day than we actually spend at home. Yes, we go on vacations, yes, we do things, but we're more consumed with our daily work schedule than we are at home with the kids. When we get home, we have maybe 2-3 hours to spend with the kids and then maybe an hour before we knock out and to spend with each other. So that to me is very, very meaningful. Those are very nice things that people have done. But the biggest one was my birthday trip. Just because I remember as a kid being so eager for my birthday. I would count down. I mean, halfway through the year in summer, I was already counting down. I was so excited. I remember being 5, couldn't wait to turn 15, and then I couldn't wait to then 25 to rent a car, which I never rented a car before I worked with Enterprise. And after 25, I haven't really, and 25, I wanted to make it big, and I never did. Circumstances of life happened. And after that, I haven't really looked forward to a birthday. I forget it's my birthday. It's kind of like whatever. It's just another day. I don't take the day off from work. I just go about my business. And this year, he took me to Paris and made it very special. And it wasn't just the place that we went to. Of course, it was beautiful. It was on my bucket list at the very top. But I think it was the thought, you know, the effort that came behind it and the meaning. So that was the biggest. Of the books you read this year, which one was your favorite and why?
Ooh, The Power of Now. The Power of Now, which you need to read. The Power of Now. I am not a big reader. When I say that is, I love to read, but I don't have the patience to sit and read a book from beginning to end. I'll read a chapter and I don't get back to it for weeks. Like right now, I have a book on my nightstand that I've been trying to read now, maybe 3 months. It's just that I don't have the patience to sit and read and go back and read. It's just, I hate to say it's boring. But I love to read, if that makes sense. What?
Reading is the best.
Okay. The Power of Now, though, it caught my attention. The Power of Now, after reading it, it taught me that you have to be willing to let go of the past. You have to not stress about the future, worry about the now. And that was my biggest thing. I wouldn't say I worried about the past, but the future, I constantly try to, okay, what's the next goal? And I'm very goal oriented. So I'm always like trying to get this goal. And when I don't get it, I go into this depressive state, almost like, damn, you failed. You know what I mean? So I think that kind of taught me just live for now. Yes, you want to make the decisions you make, be something that impacts the future, but don't stress about the future.
Well, actually, one of my resolutions last year, at the end of the year, was to read more this year.
Mhm.
Um, I love to read, and I don't have enough time to sit down and read when I get home. We're spending time with the kids. I'm spending time with him. By the time I'm done, I read a page or maybe even a paragraph, and I am asleep. So I don't read as much as I'd like, and I should really start picking up on that again. I read a book that he gave me last year, and it was daily meditations. I actually did not finish it. I'm not gonna lie, but I read it almost every day. And the days that I didn't read it, I would take it to work and I would catch up. I actually gave it to a customer. She was going through a rough time. She lost her mom right before the holiday. Big on when I'm done reading a book and it's inspirational, I like to pass it down. I don't like to throw it away or donate it. To me, I hold on to it until I find someone that can benefit from the book. And I would say that's my favorite book from this year. Which person has made the biggest impact in your life and why?
um, the biggest impact in my life overall,
The person that has made the biggest impact in your life. One person that has influenced your life or just done something this year to impact it or
I think
kind of stands out to you.
it's so many people, and I feel like I'm cheating people by doing this. But to me, I developed a brotherhood with I'm gonna give his initials. I won't put his name out. LB. LB has been there for me the last 3 years in times that I can say not a lot of people were, or not a lot of people were able to help. I went through the state of depression. I went through so many different mental, different things in life. And one thing I can always do is pick up the phone and call him. And he's always there, no matter if it's 7 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock at night. He'll pick up that phone and he's listening and he's giving advice and he's
Well, they help us get back to the U.S. after
yes.
Costa Rica.
And shout out to y'all because we got stranded in Costa Rica. Give him a call and him and his wife, Miss B, you know who you are. They were able to help us get back because we were stranded due to different circumstances. Long story short, yeah, travel wise, we missed our flight. We were stranded in the airport, and they were able to help us get back. So LB has been very inspirational to my life. Almost like
So I think for me, the person that has made the biggest impact in my life is you because you've changed a lot of my perspectives and you helped me grow too. Um, Not just as a mother, but as a girlfriend, as a fiance. You've gave me advice, from a friend, from a friend's perspective, not just a boyfriend. You've always sympathized with me, tried to understand me, but also see the picture outside of the box. So I think just the different perspectives, the different ways you've helped me as a woman, as a partner, as a mom, as a daughter, I would say you have made the biggest impact in my life this year. What three adjectives best describe this year?
ooh, advantage,
Adventurous.
adventurous, adventurous. Golly, where was I going with that one? Adventurous, spontaneous, and was something for I guess loving, for family. Um, is that a good one? Adventurous, spontaneous,
Loving
and
is
loving because it was very
loving.
family oriented. I felt like we were, you know, very family oriented this year.
Hmm. As usual, you're always stealing my ideas.
Ah,
So adventurous was on my list when I read the questions. I would say fun because even when we haven't been on wild adventures, we've been home and we've had fun. Whether it's just us two, the dance classes were fun.
oh yeah.
We've been on a lot of dates, a lot of first times, a lot of things. I started scrapbooking and I still haven't finished, but that was fun. And just little things have been fun. And I would say Sexy.
Sexy.
Just us as a couple, and yes, you are sexy, but just our relationship, I would say, is sexy. So.
Sexy time.
Well, this is knowing what I know now. If I could travel back in time to the start of 2018, which advice would I give myself? That's a tough one. Sheesh.
I think the advice I would give myself, dating back to the first day of this year, is to going back to something I said a little earlier, not losing who you are and trusting God. I think life has kind of led me to be more becoming someone I'm not, and and I think I was able to ground myself and get back to my roots and who I am as a person.
Um, for me, I think I would tell myself at the beginning of the year, um, you're not alone. Whether it's reaching out to God or reaching out to your partner who you have to reach out to, um, we're not alone. We always have someone willing to help us. We sometimes just need to reach out and talk. People don't know what you're going through if you don't tell them, but there's always people willing to reach out. I mean, I have my differences with people at work, but overall, I've got a great team that always is willing to support me. Again, it's like a family. You're gonna have your issues because you spend so many hours a day with these people. But overall, I can say I love my team and reach out. Reach out to my partner. He doesn't know half the things I'm going through emotionally, the battles that I have inside if I don't tell him. So the best advice I would have told myself, knowing what I know now and the relationship we've had and the things that I've gone through this year is you're not alone. You just need to reach out. And of course, pray. Pray is very powerful.
Amen. All right, guys.
Rose.
I want to thank you guys for watching. We had an amazing 2018. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and to share this video. Um, and for the last time in 2018, it's your boy Jay, and it's
Rosie.
and thank you guys for watching.